Well, the type of OC I'm looking for is really, at the end of the day, the same things that I talked about offensively of what we want to be able to do. I mean, we want to be a up-tempo offense that can run the ball and be explosive in the passing game, and so those are the things that we're looking for guys that can get that accomplished. Al Saunders is a guy that is under contract with us right now, and again, we're exploring all our opportunities or our avenues, excuse me, as far as what we're going to do there.
Reggie, follow up on Phil's question. You said Dennis was a coach you targeted. What about him before you did the interviews made you target him? What were the aspects in this guy that you knew that you wanted to take a look at him?
Well, researching Coach Allen to follow where he came from and what led him to Denver. When he got to New Orleans, going from the defensive line to the secondary, and I saw how the secondary vastly improved. They won the Super Bowl with Dennis as secondary coach. And what he did in Denver to turn that defense around, it made me take notice. So the more I researched, the more I talked to different people, I couldn't get a bad word from anyone about Coach Dennis Allen. So he was on my list, and I need to see for myself who this Coach Dennis Allen was. So, and when I did, everything was good.
I just follow that up and start with you. Reggie, I think Dennis mentioned the word passionate and disciplined 5 or 6 times just in the first few minutes. Were those the exact issues you were identifying when you were looking for a coach and the changes team?
Those were some. I mean, of course, I was definitely looking for a coach with great passion. He had all of that and then some. I respect the man, Dennis Allen. The more we talk football, the more I respect his detailed outlay for the game, his plan, how smart he was. I'm talking football smart. It was unquestionable. So all of that was positive. And to me, he had everything that I was looking for in a head coach.
Jerry. I guess Jerry McDonald, the Oakland Tribune. Do you plan on being the defensive play caller or having your defensive coordinator essentially run the defense and just take cues from you? And a second question for both of you is, have both of you talked to Carson Palmer? Is he excited? Is he on board? Has no one heard from him since the end of the season?
Number one, I'm going to be heavily involved in all aspects of the game, all aspects of the game planning, offense, defense, special teams. I don't believe that the head football coach can do an effective job as a head football coach if he's calling plays offensively or defensively. So from that standpoint, on Sundays, I will be a game manager on Sunday with a lot of input on what we do both offensively, defensively, and special teams. And then in regard to your second question, I have talked to Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer is extremely excited about what we have going here. He's looking forward to the future, and he's excited about the opportunities here.
Same also, I've spoken to Carson. Matter of fact, I met with him. He came to see me, and he's excited, and we're excited for him.
Dennis, Josh Dubois with Associated Press. What are the biggest challenges in terms of going into your first head coach's job? There are guys you lean on, head coaches you've worked with in the past, you'll lean on for advice.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think anytime you go into a new venture, just the unknown is the biggest challenge. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and say that I know everything there is to know about being the head football coach, because I don't. But those are things that I'm a smart enough guy that you learn those as you go along. And I've got great mentors and great resources that I can count on to give me advice anytime I need it. I got Sean Payton, who was one of the really a brilliant, innovative offensive coach, but also an outstanding head coach. He understands exactly how to run a program and how to work with players. I just spent a year with John Fox, who's really done a great job throughout his career there in Carolina, and then obviously there in Denver. So there's several resources. Dan Reeves is another guy that he brought me into this league and gave me my first opportunity to coach in the National Football League. So I got some great resources that I can rely on and lean on in times when I hit a situation where I need some help.
Dennis, Paul Gutierrez from CSFCalifornia.com. Reggie spoke earlier about he had asked about you and nobody had ever said a bad thing about you. When you were talking about coming to the Raiders, what had you heard, both positive and negative, about working with this organization?
Well, I think I heard a lot of people talk about what a great tradition that they had here at the Oakland Raiders. And, at the end of the day, what I was really concerned with was who are the people that are leading the organization now? And the people that are leading the organization now are Mark Davis and Reggie McKenzie. And when I looked across the table at Reggie McKenzie, I knew that was a man that I believed in and that I trusted in. And that was the only thing that was really a concern to me. And that was what really drew me to this job.
And Reggie, was that kind of strange to feel that kind of instant connection with somebody that you didn't really know anything about other than your research and looking for a head coach?
Strange, but it was exciting. I was glad that I had that feeling. Because that's what you go out to interview guys for. You want that connection. So I wouldn't say strange, but it was good. It was good.
Right.
All right, Ryan Leon with KCBS Radio. Question for you as your first head coaching job. I mean, the Raiders, as you mentioned, are a very storied history and a lot of success in the past, but they haven't been there in quite a while over the last decade. How do you hope to put your stamp on this team?
Really by the same way that I was able to have a part in some of the other organizations that really were down a little bit, and we were able to bring them back. When you look at the New Orleans Saints, we're 3-13. Sean Payton goes in there. I was a part of the first coaching staff there. We took a team and went to the NFC Championship game the very next year. 4 years later, we're in the Super Bowl and winning a world championship. The Denver team last year was a down team at 4-12. We turned that team around, won a division title, and those are the same things that I intend for us to be able to do here. And listen, it's not going to be an easy task, but we're ready to roll up our sleeves and go to work. And there's a lot of things that can be accomplished through hard work and dedication. And those are the things that we're going to try to get done.
Coach in the far back to your left.
Gotcha.
Vern Glenn, KRO NTV, Channel 4. Some of these guys on this roster have been around a long time through different regimes. Have you thought about what you can possibly say to these guys to get them to buy what you're selling, essentially to get their attention moving forward?
Well, I think first and foremost is if you want people to believe in what you're selling, you got to believe in it yourself. And I think that's the first and foremost thing that we're going to make sure that we do is we're going to preach the message that we believe in. And if you're passionate about the message that you believe in, I firmly believe that you can get people to follow you. And our message to these players is that we're going to look for tough, smart, hard-working, committed football players that want to be the best. And we're not going to settle for anything less than that.
Vic Hager from the Chronicle. Qualification, you guys. Coach, are you a 4-3 guy defensively? Are you open to whatever? And also for Reggie, previous coaches have gotten 2-year contracts. Why did you give Dennis a